Sure. Be here with us. Back and feel free to go and sympathize with them. It is struggle. I must say about that. So, share your condolences to them. So I want you all to really have a good time. Enjoy, because that's what you expect. So have this cookout and he was always known to be so I didn't coming out of the time was supposed to be. Just for today, he was there. Free food. Okay? But on a serious note, though, and the other thing we can do all of this for him also I my dad and all of here. So this is the life memory. So I would recommend that we do that. There will be some folks who want to speak, talk about all the other things, and some of these folks here don't know about Gaston. I'm sure they would like to hear those stories. So feel free. It's going to be a free flow format. Sympathize, condolences, eat, speak, bingo. Okay? So with that said, once we start with the process, condolences. Condolences? Okay. I don't say condolences. Okay, thank you all.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start over here. Somebody just decided that we need to organize it over here. Okay, let's go. So we are blessed again to have Father Uche here with us. Before we start eating, Father Uche will do the grace for us and share words of encouragement.
Good afternoon. I'm so sorry. I didn't know I have to pray. So sorry for keeping you waiting, okay? I'm so sorry about it. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty and ever-loving God, we gather once again to celebrate the life of our brother. We thank you for your blessings upon us. You gave him to us, you take him from us. And we all bless him for everything. We ask you, as we celebrate his life by sharing the meal, the drink that we have before us, may they nourish our body and soul, that we may always experience that banquet which you have promised us in heaven. We ask this through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
We say together, let us, Lord, and this is which are about to receive of the baptism through Christ our Lord. Amen. Can you give me a second job? Okay, not right here, okay. But as I say probably one of the scriptures from you, I will encourage, I think people are hungry. If you can just tell them what table to go first to get their meal, so they can eat. So don't keep them waiting. Okay, well, okay, whatever. So I'm not trying to do a second homily here, but the only thing I would want to encourage us is just to share few things in the last part of the prayer, the readings that we have at the graveyard. And when Jesus Christ, at the end of the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 25, he says, "Come, blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you." And who are the blessed of the Father? They are all those who, in their lives, in the little things they do, in the great things they do, they should love to people. They should love to people around them. When he was saying, "When I was hungry, you gave me to eat. When I was naked, you fed me. When I was sick, you cared for me." So the little thing that we do in life is what matters. It's what brings us to the kingdom of heaven. And I believe when we lose our loved ones, we will love to see them. And if we want to see them, probably the most important thing that we have to do is truly live in the love of God, that we might see that person eventually in heaven. So I encourage you, in as much as life might be difficult, might be challenges in life, I will encourage each and every one of us as Christians to continue to show love. So that at the end of our lives, it is those simple gestures that we were able to show to others that will bring us into the kingdom of heaven. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. The kitchen is requesting for 5 minutes.
you.
So, yeah, in the video section of the program, everybody else is going to so we are in the video section. So we do have a series from Gaston Mendy, all the way from the UK. He could be here with us. Yeah, I think what. That's it.
I'd like to pay tribute to my friend and brother, Gaston Mendy. Unfortunately, he's passed away. Gaston was a good and decent human being. He was the best friend everyone wished he had. He was decent, he was kind, he was thoughtful, he was honest, he was forthright. I could think of 1,000 things that I could talk about, but I'd like to just focus on two which I think embody the character of the man. So I remember telling him, he was the first one I had told that to out of the US and bringing it to the UK. And his initial response when I told him was, "For real?" I don't know why. I said, "Yes, that was true." And he said, "Wow, damn." And at the end of our conversation, he said, "Yeah, I understand." And unfortunately, today I have to say these words back to him. A few months after I went to Britain, I called him up and said to him I was getting married and I'd like to make him one of my groomsmen. And his response was, yeah, no problem, I'll tell you. He said it so casual, thinking about it. He was so kind to a fault that he didn't quite believe what he said. So I asked him again, I said, no, did I know that for real? He said, what? I didn't even know it. Shit. That's my boy. But he's gone now. And we're more of it. I'd like to turn my thoughts to the family, to Maria, Marez, Junior, and Emmanuel. I'm desperately sorry for them. I can only imagine the pain that you went through. But know that your dad was a kind man, a decent human being. Maria, I know quite well because I've known you since you were literally born and have had the privilege of watching you grow into this astonishing young woman you've become. And the same also is true to some extent of Marez, to a certain extent of Junior. I think Junior, when you were about 5 years old. And Emmanuel, I had the privilege of meeting in 2023. Still a baby, but his dad loved him so much. Junior, I really feel for you because you also carry the name. And it's now your turn to take center stage. Daddy's gone, but you carry the name with dignity, with pride, with decency, the qualities that underline the character of your father. And Maria, you're a nurse, you know biology. You don't need me to tell you that you and the rest of your siblings all have 50% of your dad's DNA in you. So daddy still lives in you. Yes, he may be gone, but with a smile, with a good deed, you bring him back to life. And he's only a thought away. So pray for him. And to the family, my parting thoughts are, God is your refuge and your strength, a very present help in times of trouble. Therefore, you should not be moved, though the earth be trembled and the mountains be travelled into the depths of the sea, because the Lord of hosts is with you. The God of Jacob and Gaston is your refuge. And to my brother and friend, thank you for everything. And I'll see you in you ain't right here for me, I'll tell you that. It's been a long day without you, and I'll tell you about it when we'll see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Tell you about it, we'll see you again. We'll see you
Truly the man he was.
For real.
So the point now to anyone who wants to give a tribute, and because of time, I think we only have about 30 minutes. I'm gonna limit. Okay. But if we don't have many people coming out, we can put more. So, yeah, we'll go to his college roommate.
This is a tough one, guys. I shared an apartment with Gaston when we were in college. So I know when someone passes away, everybody has nothing but good to say because that's by default. When it comes to your guys' dad, marry your husband, that's just who he was. Like, I'm willing to bet my 401k, anybody that's never heard or has anything bad to say about your dad. It just doesn't exist. But in fact, I stand corrected, it does. Unless you played soccer, you were an offensive player, he was playing defense. Because then you hated it. Thankfully, I never did that. I always played on the same teams with him. So that was your father. But I want to share a few stories because we did a lot of stuff together. We were broke, we were in our 20s, and we'd all work at Walmart making $5.25 an hour. And then when we got Kmart, I take that back. There wasn't Walmart in Costa, Kmart. Was there Walmart in there too? No, Kmart. Later, Walmart. Okay, this tells you guys how old we are. But we would get our little paychecks and we'd go grocery shopping as a group because we all had to put stuff in the cart that we liked. And when we got to the cash register, we divvied it up between us and we'd pay. And we'd go back and we took turns to cook. 2 years into us being here, or maybe the year that your dad came, because I was here a couple of years before him, the year that he joined us, it was my turn to cook. Your dad was sitting on the couch. And while I'm cooking, I got a phone call. My dad passed away. So your dad was sitting right there. I put the phone down and I sat on the floor. I wasn't crying, I just sat on the floor and they all came to console me. Your dad was one of them that came to console me. So I just wanted to share that story with you guys. But truthfully, your father was just a really good man. I got fortunate enough to serve with him with GCA. Well, I'm sorry, not GCA, but Joy. About 6 weeks, maybe or so ago, Alfie, correct me if I'm wrong, we were at the field together in McKinney doing some voluntary work. It's called Miles for Joy. We spent the whole day in the field, in the hot sun. And then maybe a week or so later, or 2 weeks later, Alfie came to my house. And then we were hanging out. I said to Alfie, tell me the truth, what's wrong? I don't like what I'm seeing when it comes to gas. Alfie couldn't get into details, but I kind of put one and one together. Well, here we are today. But I just want to tell you guys something. Your dad was not only a good man, but he was a selfless man. Someone mentioned a little while ago, well, Alfie did. He used to be at the entrance with every event that we have in this community. Think about it. We would rent out a park that's got like 12 fields. While everyone is out there having a good time, your dad was at the gate to make sure that everybody that got in paid. He didn't enjoy any of the events. We'd have like a band, a musical performer. Your dad would always be the one at the gate, regardless of how much fun we were having. He's out there making sure that community money was going where it was supposed to be. I just have one piece of advice for you guys. There's nothing any of us in here can tell you guys that's going to make you feel bad. Because some of us have gone through what you're going through. Some of us here have never gone through it. So it doesn't matter what we all say. We're going to try everything we can. The only thing I can tell you guys, and I had this conversation with Maria yesterday, I don't know what she is, but I said, she's literally right next to me. And I said to her, the only thing that's your best friend right now is time. With time, everything heals. So it might be painful right now. Tomorrow it gets a little, tiny little bit less painful. The next day, and that keeps accumulating. Eventually, you get to be able to cope and deal with it. It's never going to go away. My dad passed away in 1995. To this day, I still remember certain things. I just venture into crying, but then I remember time has already healed me. So I asked you guys that too. I told Maria yesterday to make me a promise, because she seems to be a very, very tough young lady. She's very strong. I was just watching her, like, she's not a tough cookie right there. So those needs to hold it down and help you guys go through this journey. You guys got to do it together. Because remember, your dad touched everybody in his life. We have some friends back in the Gambia. One of our friends is there right now. He sent us a text and said it was a similar gathering back there at the church. So that tells you everything you need to know about your dad. With that, I just tell you guys to just be patient, and time will help you guys heal. But we love your dad. All right, I forgot to tell you guys a story. Sorry. I forgot to tell you guys a story. As young 20-year-olds, 21, 22, 23, 24, 27, whatever, all of us were busy running and chasing girlfriends and stuff. Guess who never picked up a girlfriend? It was Gaston. Because back in the day, he said he was loyal. He's got somebody named Mary back in the Gambia. And we all went a couple of years like, who is Mary? Because we never met her. But Gaston refused to look in the way of another female. I have a witness. What's that? Yeah, he bought a ring while we were causing that issue. But every single low to mid-20s that was in Costa was busy doing what 20-year-olds do. Gaston was like, nope, I'm loyal. That just tells you everything that you need to know about the man. And then fast forward, he went and picked up Mary number 2. So I think somebody called him a Mary lover yesterday.
Thank you. So I'll hand over the mic now to the president of GCA, the mayor of the community, and the girl.
Hello. I don't think I wanna speak English because what I wanna say, I cannot pronounce it in English. I'm greeting everybody. My heart is full. If I cry, don't worry. I'm happy today because I'm seeing Gambia. I'm not saying Christian or Muslim or pagan. I'm saying Gambian. Lañ xamoon ca cosaan soo demee Banjul su nit gaañoo oo kii di sëy ku ne kaa ñëw sa dëkkandoor yeeg ñoo xam ne xam nga leen nag xamu leen sax dañoo ñëw rek loo bëgg a ma def loolu rek ngaa dégg Gaston nag fii laa ko xamee Amérique waaye dafa meloon ni ñoo bokk ndey ak baay moom rek moo ma dee oye suma tur kan xam suma real tur maa ngi tuddal Verona moom rek moo ma dee oye Verona muy oye suma jëkkër Mr. Charles Gaston amoon ma dara lu ma ko wax ba moo sëy man maa ñëkkoon yaayu kompil di def ko yépp waaye yàlla nag ku juddu rek daf dee wax la ba nga juddoo ba ngaa dee dinaa dal ak moo em su ne di nga juddu tey dee bis bi loolu mooy am sëyam nag ak Mary Gaston yàlla dogal na bañ am ñetti doom mu dogal ko foofu la ko yàlla emale woon mu sëy ak déeneen Mary man Mary number 2 laa ko dee ole ñoom nag xamante woon nañ bu yàgg ñu ne waaye yàlla mi munu yëpp daf leen indiwaat together loolu kenn munu ci dara loolu mbirim yàlla la dama leen a ñaanal rek ngeen nekk benn téye seen njaboot gu tuuti gii si biir Dallas bii bu leen kenn réer man nag man faraluma kenn man faral keñalaan suñ GCA bi Gambian Christian Association bi si néegi Gaston la Mary lañ di ka am meeting bi bugguñ ko woon a tuddee noonu dañ ko bëgg na tuddee boo kaxol i soo mu ne soo ko xiboot kaxol dafa mel ni compagnie gourmet yooyu moom moo choose Gambian Christian Association ñu def ko dama ñaan nag ñoo xam ne ci lañ bokka ngeen taxaw Gaston amuma dara lu bon musuma gis Gaston mer saa yu rek mu ngi ree rek su amee lu ko naxari su doo ko xam yéen kan ñu please stand up bare wuñ ndax wañ dañ jàppante de Repass bi yëpp ñun ñoo ko fere dig moom bëggutoon ku def tugo bëggutoon dara waaye ñu ne parce que moom li mel si ñun moo start ci ñi start affaire bi ñu ne ñun dinañ ko fere gaa yi mere woon nañ wante faale wuñ leen ñu def li ñoo def xam ne yéen ñëpp kontaan ngeen lekk ngeen naan ngeen li may ñaan rek ngeen ñaanal ko di ñaanal ko tam bu tuuti gi di jàng benn dégg ngeen li ma wax waaw jërëjëf bébi nag maa ngi seet maa ngi laa ñaanal yàlla dugal ci sa xol bi yéen a moom dafa mel ni yéen a bëgg a ndey ak baay de ko ñaanal dégg nga
Martin Amadou, all the way from Atlanta.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. People have spoke before me have said a few of the things that I would have wanted to talk about, but still I want to tag on to what they have said and say a few things about Gaston. To start with, I would say for the Gambian community in Dallas area, we all know that there is power to what happened in Corsicana, because that little town is one way or another tied to each and everybody in here, or each and everybody that lives in the Dallas area, whether it's you yourself, somebody that you're related to, a friend or acquaintance of some sort. And I want to say that did not happen by chance. It happened because we held each other's hand one way or another along the way. When I got to Corsicana, because I was the first in my family to come to the States, with the Gambian students that I was in school out there, we knew the help that we got from our elders that were in the Dallas area. And Gaston in particular, I would say, happened to be my manager when I was working at a gas station one of his that he was running. And he was not just a manager, but he gave me a place to sleep because coming from Corsicana, we could not come and go back the same day. So we came, worked, and he offered me a place to sleep when I was not working until it was time for me to go back. And I know a number of other people that he did that for. Fast forward, I live in Georgia now, but anytime, every holiday, Gaston will still send me a message to check on myself and my family. With that, the only thing I want to say is a human being's legacy is that which people have of him when they're gone, right? It's not the money, it's not anything like that. Your legacy is what you leave behind. And I know that those who spoke before me have spoken of Gaston's legacy. And I will implore on everybody here to help push that forward. Each one help one. Let's continue moving his legacy forward. Thank you very much.
All right, this is 70s, early 70s connection here. Anthony Jow.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. This is a tough one. Known guys since 78. 1978 when I came from Bassett, a Fulani boy in the Josuan Kanifing area. Yeah. So Gaston and the Fire Jazzes, the couples, the theaters, and then maybe along the way when we all became alpha boys. If I want to talk about Gaston today, you're not going to leave this place. We did every Christmas parties at my sister's house, and Gaston was always the organizer. Quiet one. He wouldn't talk much. You know, if you don't know him, he wouldn't talk around you. But us together, yeah, it was very vibrant. You know, and he hated altercation for some reason. And whenever we have a little fight among us, he wouldn't scold you in front of everybody. He would wait until you guys are at the quiet place. And I'm a boy. That's Gaston. You know, it's only travel that separated us. He came to US, I went somewhere else down the line. Couple went to Germany, Peter went to England. But still we were connected. You know, we won't talk for long, but the moment we call each other and start talking, we don't go back. It's just flow. We continue talking, we continue embracing each other, asking about our families and all of that. You know, I remember, well, I'm not gonna say this. It's very sad. Yeah. But I would just cut it short that I am guilty of introducing her to my sister. Yeah. And they became husband and wife. God did what he did. We all accepted that. No? God's love his family, no matter what. Whatever he did, he had a reason. He wouldn't talk about it. But when you pressure him, he will give you a little bit of it. He was a very private person. Very private. And we all these real friends and people that are very close to him, like Alfie and David, they know that he was private. God gave me my first car here in the US. Believe it or not. I was in Kansas City. And I only said one thing, and my man gave me. And he said, just come to Dallas. I was in Kansas City there. Just come to Dallas. I have a car. And have it. Just like that. That's a friend. I cried. Peter, my wife, the moment she had it, cried because she knew this was a hard one. I'm not gonna say much again. I just want to thank you all. Look at this. Look at here. It could have been 10 times this. Believe me. It could have been 10 times this. But Gaston is one more. He's gonna rest in peace. So everybody in his family is just another the smile. So approach. Did you see that smile right there? Yeah. When you come into us, then he smiles like that. Almost 2 years of friendship, he is gone. Never forgot. Our brother has given peace. The post said living peace, Peter said living peace. 2 minutes again, my brother. Thank you. Mike is still hot.
Kailan land ba rin? Dapat mo bugawa. Ito rin yung GCA. Then, so, every 2 weeks, and then you secure can. Ano tayo ko def mo ay? bëgg nañ pour sa jëkkër or sa par or sa famille bi xam ne we all together ñu amante so ñu doon ususu bii nii léegi gisoo ma baat bi dafa sew at the end of the ususu bi at the end of the meeting dañoo am prayer ñu am ñu wax ñu am ñu wax ñu am lu baax wax I pray to this almighty God nañu delluwaat ca cosaan su ko defee su waxtu bi jotee rek ususu bi soo dafa ne ku nekk di waxante loolu mu wax su defee parce que yow time boobu ususu bi suñ amee meeting ci la ñoo isi suñ tet yi ñu rappel ko ku wiin yóbbu
Lord daughter. It's magic. She doesn't receive a message from over that. Bonjour. Mama ko. Casting. Casting moral. How the people want to kill. In my sector, in my warning, in my jangal. In a kind of suba. What are the going on? Hey, you suba. Moo xam kenn borom dëkk ba moo xam kenn ku baax jamee ndox moo xam fi ngay yaaga doo feekuwante kaaraange réew mi maanaam mooma won naka laay utee liggéey mooma won naka laay jàngee even to register for classes Gaston bul faale soo diggëral fen I was not shy I was more réserve waaye benn temps bu ne ma nañ def nii anything that comes up as new lifelong scholarship fund, 80% we get reimbursement from Texas. That means we manage and go to school. Whenever he goes, I go. He corrects me quietly and I was there. I'm not perfect, I'm older. But when I'm wrong, I'm gonna miss it. I don't wanna cry in front of the kids. I wanna hold you together. But he's a brother I never thought I had. I had younger brother, young, you know him. But he was my brother in Dallas. I'm proud to call him my little brother. I'm holding upon my tears. Casting down my bed. In every society, maintain a growing concern of cooperative economics and solidarity among society. If you don't believe in a growing concern, you don't believe in divinity, you don't believe in organizing and making sure you reach into the nooks and crannies of society, then what do you represent? I'm the new moon, living one. I'm the new one, living one. Gaston was an example of somebody from my day.
Thank you, Elder Saul.
Anybody else? I don't got it. You know, yeah. Okay. So when I came to Dallas, I actually came to God. But he told me so much about us. He went to touch the terra. He introduced some of those nice kids. He was buying him like some Reeboks and, you know. Well, I know you. I'll come back. I'll come back to it. Oh, August. August. Okay, president of the GTA.
Okay. Sorry, it's tough. I thought I'd give my part with my treatment that I shared on the WhatsApp group. And I understand that, yes, sir. I just didn't want to say some stuff. I mean, I'm emotional. Yes, I know it was in the early 2000s. We were all young. We did a lot of stuff together here. So I was fortunate enough to work with Gaston as a store manager at Gaston and also on the GTA when Bus was the president. Actually, even before Bus became the president, where I was president, Gaston has been, I think he is the longest serving GTA executive member. He served from the very beginning back in 2007 under Hassan, Urai, Bus, and then when Bus time came on air, we decided we were going to have SR run for the presidency back then. But something happened, and I think in my tribute, I mentioned that this wasn't just a promoter, but he was also my campaign manager. So I will give you the in context why I call him my campaign manager. So after Bus had already served 2 terms, it was time for him to leave. And when you serve on board on the Bus after ride, we were termed as the establishment group. So the young folks that came out of Corsicana around that time, led by the guy I call a friend, a brother, nicknamed Carlo, Omar Dad. Omar decided he was going to run a campaign and elect a president, bringing a team that will push aggressively want to change GTA from the old guard, the way we were operating. So the establishment, which consisted of myself, Esa, Ahmad Bije, Gas himself, and few others, right? So we were like, okay, there was this fear that if these new guys will take over, the way they want to go about this probably will might end up bringing the GTA down because they were so aggressive. Don't get me wrong. The ideas were great, but the way they were pushing it at the time, we were not comfortable as the old guards of GTA. And so, since nobody wanted to run, as I decided to run on behalf of the establishment. And Omar, I don't know whether you guys know it or not, is the big troll boy in this city. Omar, he knows how to get under your skin. He is, and no one for the mail is laughing, right? You would never get away with that. But you provoke you what back then when there was no WhatsApp groups. We only have a GTA community email group. And Omar was floating that group with emails. Daily, he was posting, he was sharing what the names of the people in his group. And so one time I had a phone call where barely a week before the election. It was Gaston. He's like, bro, we need to do something. I'm like, what do you mean we need to do something? It's like, Ezra is a great guy. But the way Omar and his team are posting is, my fear is they will promote Ezra and he will act in a way we might ever lose the vote. He knows Ezra. Anybody who knows Ezra knows Ezra has a big heart. So I'm like, that's a tough one. We already put Ezra's name out there as our candidate, right? So he's like, yeah, we'll just find a way to talk to Ezra and have Ezra step aside. Let's get somebody else. I'm like, who else? Because I'm not supposed to be our vice president, but what do you want to run? And he's like, okay, why? You're never going to care for us in the world for like 2 times. Why don't you step in? I'm like, no, I don't want to. So so last minute, I'm like, okay, guys, this is what we're going to do. On my time, when I'm on my mind as well, because I suggested, I'm like, okay, anything I want to do, I'll run it through you. If it's okay with you, let me know. So we waited until less than a week. I think it was barely three days before the election. I called Esther. I'm like, Esther, we have a situation. The emails are coming and all that stuff. And what I'm going to do them for this involving. They provoked people during the debate, we lost it again. And this is not just me. I'm speaking on behalf of Mark, Gaston, and everybody else. Esther is like, no problem. Like one, the only reason why I step up because they never give me that run. So what we ended up doing, including Gas, was to come up with a plan to pick these young folks in their own game. And it worked. I'll tell you what we did. I didn't disclose to anybody that I was running. Gas didn't say anything, as I didn't say anything. Even though we had this understanding, as I was going to withdraw his name at the last minute, and I'll put my name in. And that's what we did. On the day of the election, barely 2 hours before, actually when it was in the hall, that we withdraw SR's name, put my name in there, so they don't have nothing to go against me. We didn't give them the time. And it won, you know? So that's something where I really wanted to thank Gus for, because without him, I probably would not have served as the TDA president. On the professional level, as co-workers at EXO, there's a lot of stuff where me and Justin did that the public probably will know and will never know. But I'll take this opportunity to say some of the things that he did for me outside of work, even though it was work related. So Gus, the first contact, you know, Gus, he's a likable person. His girlfriend, friends, all. So every once in a while, Gus will have an email or a phone call, and they will invite him to a focus group. And these focus groups are usually set up where like they will ask people in the industry, in the retail industry, store managers, supervisors and all that, they will gather them in a room like this, and they will ask them their opinion about certain inventions or new equipment, new machines that they want to introduce to the market. And Gus will have these things. Sometimes he won't be able to go, and he will send it to me. It's like, I know you have some strong opinions about this. Can you go in there? It's just 2 hours, and you get paid for 150 or 200. Sometimes we go together, other times he'll go by himself, or sometimes I'll go without him. And for that, I thank him too. Going back to GTA again, even though Gus he served longer than anybody else. 2 years ago, when we decided to come back again because the GTA has suffered in part because of the COVID, right? And we tried to rebuild. We reached out to people, we did behind the scenes to get people recruited or to come back and help us out. Even though Gus was going through his own personal stuff, his brother was still volunteer to serve as a board member up until his final call. He was serving alongside Bamba, Stu, Master, and Oswati as a current board members of the GTA. So knowing Gaston the way I know him and what we did in the past, I'm going to tell what his kids right here. See this room full of people. They didn't come here because they want to eat some free food. They came here because your dad, in one way or the other, had impacted them, right? So here's what's going to happen and what I'll advise you guys to do. Almost everybody in here can relate to Gus in a way. They want pride. You guys have uncles around, but everybody in here consider them as extended family. Okay? If we join hands together, if you guys will let us work, help you out, reach out to you, right? The burden will be a whole lot lighter than if you guys want to handle it all by yourself. We have a beautiful community. I'm hoping you guys will hesitate to reach out so that the community can do their part or pay Justin what he did for the community. All right? Junior, you're the big man. Okay? So you have a big responsibility to look out for your sisters, your little brother. And again, I'm telling you, the community here will support you. Okay? There's something where you're not comfortable talking to Alfie or Simon or Uncle Bamba is here. I'm here. Okay? And the river is there. All right? Use the community as a resource to deal with the current situation. Okay? Thank you.
Zero. That's not.
You know what to say anything today? Gaston gave his illness. He knew that this was personal for me because I lost someone dear to the same sickness. And when he got around telling me that he was not well, I said, well, no, this is what's going on. I said, okay, what are you doing? Say, Maria, I'm not feeling Musola like, she's taking care of you, we're taking care of you. I said, what exactly is the problem? So when he told me, I woke up because he home for me. I hadn't seen Gaston in a long time. You know what? Well, we always kept tabs. Myself and Billy. We were always hanging out. We always hung out at his career. The last time that I saw Gas was the Easter party, the Gambian GCA Easter party. We went to hang out at his place. And from then on, I kept tabs with him. Because it's not something that I want to revisit in my head. Because, Long story short, I spoke to Gaston the day of his passing around 3 p.m. We were busy talking about peace and the friends. That's what we were talking about. It was very casually talking about it. Like, you know, there's no, you know, are you okay? Everything is okay. That's what we always understand. Like, you just not to worry, you or anybody else around. So it was a perfect gentleman. And when Tony, sure, his father left, um, he never changed his thoughts. He would always support him. He was always around him. He would always advise. And it's somebody who was very, very, very good. So being that he's a gentleman, he has a very spirit. I know that he's going to be just a few hours ago we were fine. Now we're back. That was to show. It will not be easy, that's for sure. But time heals our wounds. Okay. Junior, Maria, Maria, probably don't know what's going on. Don't take heart and take care of yourself. We're all here for y'all. Alvaro, we're here for you. We're here for you. I'm always a phone call away. Take care.
Thank you, Sarah.
Whole bottle of wine to yourself again.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I really had decided that I wasn't going to say anything because I knew what it would cost me. But I think this is an opportunity for me to just sort of thank you all for being here. I thank Gaston's family for being resilient. I know these are very tough times. Gaston and I go way back, and I think each and every one of you have seen him alongside me and vice versa in all situations. One thing that makes that Gaston and I have in common is that all we know to do are tough things. Just listen to what everybody's saying. These are not easy things for somebody to tackle. Everything he did were tough things that he wanted to resolve, that he wanted to take care of, that he wanted to help somebody, that he wanted people to be happy. We would be at the gate collecting money and people are dancing and having a good time. So if you know him for toughness. I mean, there's no question about it. He was a very private person, but like Tony said, he was a very fun person to be around. Some of you would not know because you're really not just close enough. But he really had a sense of humor. We joked all the time. And then all of a sudden it turned into something very serious that we had to tackle, that we had to take care of, that we had to make sure that it went right. Right? I don't even know where to begin. Esau called me several times, just really distraught. He talked about, as you probably saw in his review, we were talking about and all of that. And these are some of the fun times that we would come together. I think Go and Tony and many of you really remember those times. And Sarah, where we would be like, okay, I'll bring a couple of beers, and you bring a couple of things and things like that, and we'll sit there and talk politics and how to make money. But we really, had a dream that one day we would be back home and we would just sit and relax and just have these times once again. Of course, he has gone back home sooner than we thought,
and before us, although we'll be in there. So I just want to say, I really thank this family for allowing me to be around for so long as well, and allowing me to contribute my 2 cents to, each and every occasion really, up until today. And, some of you saw during the mass and, with everything, all we know what to do is there's something to be done. We go out and do it and let people, have fun and let people, just be themselves. But all we know what to do is just come in and take care of business and sit. On the other hand, I think people confuse, my personality a little bit because, yes, I'm in front of a choir and things like that. That's where, my turf is. But I'm really a very private person, much like Gaston, Aside from that type of work and Emmanuel, you get to say something here and there. We're just sitting around in a corner with our drinks in hand, and we just people watching and just talking. So, but above all else, I really just want to say thank you for coming in and really consoling the family. And I hope that you were there every step of the way with the family. Today is just the beginning. So lend a hand when you can. Don't let them come and ask you. If you think of something good, something that will benefit the family, do it. Because that's what you have to do, how to do. Tough thing. Thank you.
I was going to give it to my big brother, Uncle Bernard, first, before I say something. And my sister's here too. So Bernard.
My intention was not to stand before you, say something. I'm going to hold back whatever I have to say because I decided before now that I was going to talk to the family. Cass and I have known each other for a long time. We worked together at Standard Chartered.
was after he left Standard that he came to the US. But since then, we've been in touch. Sunday before he passed, my family and I were from Mass heading home. I just decided, let me call Gas to find out. Little did I know that he was in hospital. Over the years, each time I visited the US to spend time with family, I would always be in touch with Gas. Initially, before most of the girls came to the US, Alfie was here, and each time I visited, I would spend time with Alfie. I'm not going to talk about that relationship. But each time I visited, staying with Alfie in Mineral Wells until he moved to Dallas, Gas would always get. We would spend time, we would visit, spend time at home, and we would say, I'm going to take you out shopping. You have said all the things about Gaston. I cannot add anymore. But this was one simple, chaotic. I said I was not going to talk. I've said a little, but I want to have my private moments with the family. I'm going to tell them what I have to tell them. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for being emotional.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bernard. I'm just gonna say a few words on behalf of DCO Atlanta. But to me, Gas was a family, friend, brother. On behalf of DCO Atlanta, just because of the schedule, a lot of people wanted to come to this because of the timing. If they were able to come, this hall wouldn't fit us all. Gas always in Atlanta, somebody never misses somebody for DCO. Always comes, enjoys himself, stays at OBC's house. And as you can hear, Tony, a lot of you folks too live in Atlanta that way, I suspect. Martin Amano and all. But anyway, DCO couldn't get folks to come this quick, so they decided to send in that big flower with you guys saw. They bought it and gave it to us. I bought it yesterday. But they say to thank you all, extend sympathies to all of you here, ETA, ETA, and the family that he left behind. So I'm not going to say too much. I know guys very well too. You guys said all. But just may his soul rest in peace.
All right, so we're about to wrap this thing up. We're gonna call on Simon to speak on behalf of the family. Diana said that no one in the family actually talked. Understand? So Simon?
Good evening, everybody. First of all, let me say thank you very much. I'm really happy to see everybody here. It makes me feel good and at home, knowing that everybody cared for my brother. And I've had a lot of stories, My phone never rings more than 5 times in a day. But since his passing, I've had calls that never stop, so I have to call back again. I've heard a lot of stories from people, and guys did this for me. You don't know what your brother did for me. You don't know what your brother said to me, the advice and all those things. But it makes me feel happy, really, because I've told most of them that all what you guys are telling me is not a surprise to me, honestly, because that's the way we were brought up. We were brought up to care for the neighbor. We were brought up to give our last penny to the person that needs it. That's where we are brought up. And at home, we used to have, I don't know, people that know in South, sometimes that in the neighborhood, like the whole neighborhood, when they come over to buy, that's our house they will stay. Everybody got everything, breakfast, lunch, dinner, without any lunch or missing. And my dad for a job for them. Everybody that came kept at home, and they would gradually move on to be on their own and have their own families and businesses of business. That's all what we knew. And, I wouldn't expect anything. If somebody had told me anything negative about it, I would personally dispute it. Because it's not what I would expect. I find him was any of my siblings. The same, but I would just say thank you. Appreciate everybody being here, and those that were not able to call and extended condolences. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And I'm really proud to be also part of the community. She's the one that made me stay in Dallas. I never wanted to be here, honestly. I never wanted to be in America also, honestly. Yeah, truly. I had a scholarship in 1985 after finishing high school to go to Pensacola College. I didn't go because of politics. I was active in high school in politics, and because of the gun culture in the country and some other things too. But man plans, God decides. So eventually you would be where you have to be. And I told people, God never asked our permission to bring Gaston into this world. So likewise, he didn't have to ask us to take him away. But all I would say is thank you for making his life in Dallas easier, for making him feel at home and his family. And yeah, the kids, I'm here. I'm here, anything, just a phone call away, and thank God I have the time to myself to attend to your needs and anything that's, to be, I thank you all, and I appreciate everybody being here, and thank you guys. Thank you. And GTA, GCA family, and everybody, a lot of love from us. So thank you all for making this possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. So we're going to go back to music, and as we if you don't have an opportunity to meet with the family, you know, a chance to do that. But we are at the end of this event. We'll start packing up and getting this place cleaned up. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
All right, Mokai, at this time, folks and family, at this time we are going to close out the streaming. So we've done all we could on this event here for our brother Gaston and his family and friends and the community here. So we thank you all, actually. They're here. See him? Okay, and we are going to close out the event, the streaming. But thank you all for sticking with us yesterday through today. It's been a long, long day, but Gaston is worth it. So on behalf of Mary, my niece and assistant here, and Miss B, they were assisting me on the camera. I am Solomon Silva, of course. Some people call me King Solomon, but Solomon is okay. On behalf of the Smiling Coast Events Technology Group, we thank you, and Wow Kerchenla, we thank you all for being with us throughout this weekend. We're going to close out and pray for Uncle Gus, Mr. Gus. May his soul and the souls of all the faithfully departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. So thank you. We're going to close out the streaming. We'll see you next time. Bye.